getting that steam.
Vaughn and Steve.
I love the steam.
I'm Yewande Komolafe. I am a columnist here at the New York Times, and I'm here at the NYT Cooking studio, and today we're making waffles. When I think of food and feeding my children, I think of things that are quick and easy. They always want something to eat or snack on, and I don't want to think about it. And so I came up with like 3 different waffles that you could make that will definitely please little palates, but also they're for adults because I like them too. There's a savory waffle, a chocolate waffle, and a gluten-free waffle. Very exciting, very different in the scope of like flavor. I really liked the concept of a savory waffle because it wasn't something that I had seen a lot, but it's also something that I enjoyed. So I'm gonna start with my dry ingredients in a bowl: flour, salt, baking powder, and baking soda, sesame seeds, sugar, and I just put the cheese. It's grated Parmesan. Also for the herbs, I'm using scallions, but you can definitely use chives, you can use dill, you know, feel free to like experiment with your taste. I like cilantro, but I don't know if it would really work in this recipe. So here I have my egg yolks, my buttermilk. I'm gonna combine those. And then I have some sesame oil. It adds like a nice nutty flavor to it. If I see the recipe name and it's called sesame scallion waffle, I wanna taste the sesame oil. I wanna taste the scallion. If you name a recipe by using ingredients like that, those ingredients must be in it. So I want to see it and I want to taste it. And you want to be careful not to overmix because you don't want it to be tough. So I would actually say that's good. As it sits, it's going to continue to hydrate. I'm going to add my butter. It's just melted butter. And now I'm going to mix my egg whites and whip them up to soft peaks. There's like a nice delicate crunch that egg whites give to the batter when it's cooked. It also lightens the batter a little bit. You don't need a lot of lift. Okay, so I'm gonna add my egg whites in there. So this is the exact opposite of making bread, is that you don't wanna develop gluten strands in this batter. You don't wanna work the gluten too much. So I'm putting in about a half a cup in each. I really wanna peak. It's like perfect brunch. It's like scallions, eggs, waffles, the cheese, toasted sesame. I like it. I like the combination of flavors. Well, of course I like it. I made it. Okay, so next waffle is the chocolate waffle. I wanted the batter to really taste like chocolate. I initially didn't sweeten it as much as it's sweetened right now. And everybody was like, I want it sweeter. I'm using brown sugar in this case. Deep flavors can sometimes pair really well together, and that's why I'm choosing to go with brown sugar over white granulated sugar. I feel like that pairing makes sense. Like they're both like nice and deep flavors and will like balance each other out. This is my salt, baking powder, baking soda, and then I'm gonna combine egg yolks with the buttermilk and some vanilla essence. And again, just like the savory waffles, you don't want to mix it too much. You want to mix until just combined. Now I'm going to whip my egg whites. So I'm going to add in my melted butter. Again, I'm mixing it just enough to incorporate the ingredients. One thing about these waffles is that the brown sugar doesn't dissolve completely in the batter. And so you get these little pockets of caramelized brown sugar, which are so good and such a surprise to bite into. So I'm gonna top these with whipped cream and fresh fruit. You could also do chocolate syrup. I have strawberries here. You could do raspberries, blueberries, whatever fresh fruit you're going for. It tastes like dessert. It feels like I'm getting away with serving dessert as like a meal. The kids really like it for sure. So this is our last waffle. This is a buckwheat waffle with fruit in it. One thing about buckwheat flour is that it's gluten-free. And so if for whatever reason you don't eat gluten, buckwheat is a great alternative for you. My brown sugar, salt, baking powder, baking soda, all go in. I'm putting a little nutmeg in here. You can do cinnamon. I'm famously anti-cinnamon in my sweets. If I put it in my baked goods, it's usually cinnamon and something else, like cinnamon black pepper or like something like that. I'm also putting in some lemon zest. You'll notice all of the recipes are pretty similar. You too can make up waffle batter flavors. Again, I'm only mixing until incorporated. My butter goes in and my blueberries go in. So you could use fresh or frozen blueberries. The flavor of buckwheat is really toasty and nutty. It's also a little malty. I like that a lot. I like the combination of like lemon and fruit. It almost tastes like a blueberry pie. It's like the nutmeg and the lemon zest in there with the sweetness from the maple syrup. And the buckwheat, the texture is really, I wouldn't say crumbly. It's not gluten-y in the wood. Like there's no bounce to this. It's really tender. It's lovely. That's all I have to say. It's a great waffle. Make it, eat it, enjoy it. You can find all these wonderful waffle recipes on NYT Cooking. Oh, and more, not just waffle recipes. Yeah, only.